from the Bob Mills Weather Center, the Oklahoma weather expert, Travis Meyer.
Well, it turned out to be a pretty good day across the area. Nobody really complaining. That storm system that moved on through, it was cold and windy, but you know, it's January, so we had to have a couple of those days. That's wrapped up, moving across the eastern Great Lakes area, winter storm warnings across the northeast part of the country. And then we've been dry, but then you see this, you go, what's that? That's the next storm system coming down through Nevada and Utah, and then also into the northern half of Arizona, which Arizona doesn't that often get travel advisories in the northern half, obviously more so than the southern half. But that's going to wrap around and going to be the next storm system. So we'll be watching what's going to happen with that. Meantime, we've been invaded by Canadian air. And so it's not nearly as mild as Pacific air, which is now further to our south. Still not doing too bad. There's no Arctic air. There's no like zero or anything like what we had at Christmas time. So that's good. But we're still watching to see what's happening up north, because anything that breaks loose, now this is too far east to really affect us. What we keep our eyes on is this area, just like we did before Christmas. We were saying, it's building, and then eventually the whole thing, the dam broke, and it just all came down across our area. Tonight, though, all we have is high, thin cirrus clouds moving through. I was showing you the sunset. It was gorgeous earlier. It's kind of pretty much over with now. There were a few clouds during the course of the afternoon in far northeast Oklahoma and morning, and then those moved off with that storm system. Now, the next storm system's just influencing us a little bit. Bright lights of the big city hanging out right now, but we're talking 44, and also no wind. So the wind has ceased to exist, which is good, but it'll also make it a little bit colder tonight in the valleys because that cold air will drain and it'll be very chilly, frosty in the morning. Temperatures generally running in the 40s. We have that 36-degree reading at our Mesonet site over at Claremore, 42 in Wagner, 40 up in Pryor, and most of western Oklahoma, not much different than we are here in eastern Oklahoma. As we go through tonight, again, those high cirrus clouds get near us or moving on in. We'll be in the 20s. Frosty weather around Tulsa to the north. If you're south, you should be around freezing, so it won't be too big of a deal. And then, as we look at tomorrow afternoon, I love days like tomorrow in the winter. Lots of sunshine, almost no wind, and temperatures around 50. And people say, well, that's terrible. It's not bad when you have the sunshine and no wind, especially if you can be in the sun. So it should be a pretty good day to get some work done outside if you have the chance to do that, or just go for a walk. Of course, by the time we get into Saturday, we're still cold. We're in the upper 20s to low 30s with mid 30s if you're south and east. And then you see the showers, and that blue is snow. The pink and magenta is a winter mix. That'll be moving east, but since it's the daytime, we'll be in the 40s. And there's a higher probability that as the showers move through, we'll drop down in temperature, but we should stay well above freezing. There could be a little bit of sleet mixed in some areas, and as that wraps around to our north and northeast about midnight into Sunday morning, that'll be quickly out of here, but there could be a few flakes of snow. Shouldn't be too much. Won't have to worry about that a ton. But as we go on through Sunday afternoon, we're looking for temperatures that'll generally be in the 40s. And not awful bad. And the extended forecast right now for any precipitation other than what Saturday into early Sunday. The next system coming in on Tuesday is still too hard to really describe. And that's because it's just not, one model says it's going to snow, the other model says it's rain. The amounts of precipitation, about a ½ inch for the next 10 days. Our temperature curve is pretty much cooler to colder than normal. It's basically colder than normal when temperatures are this average upper 40s to around 52. Get a little bit better late in the next weekend. And the jet stream, and with the action going on, we have multiple systems that'll be wrapping around, coming through, and as these systems continue to flow through the area, that's when we're going to get those chances of precipitation and then those shots of a little bit colder weather, but not like the North Pole. So we'll look at the bright side. All right, so 44, kind of quiet tonight. If you're in outlying areas, you're in the 30s. By the time we get in the morning hours, frosty. We'll have some high, thin cirrus clouds around, temperatures in the upper 20s. And then we'll look at temperatures in the 40s. It'll be chilly, but the good news is it's not that bad. Winds will be light, the sun will be out, temperatures low 50s in the afternoon. There's that chance of showers Saturday. The next chance is Tuesday night into Wednesday with maybe a winter mix there.